It only takes 5 minutes sometimes to release a programming and get it out of you and have a physiological experience of you releasing that out of the body. It is causing you shearing and pain in your life and unnecessary suffering, because when you have a physiological experience of releasing something like this, old programming that no longer serves you, that isn't caught up with who you are now, that is outdated, it's actually slowing down your hard drive. I'm going to actually teach you how to do it. Some people have spiritually performative rituals, but I want to teach you something different. I want to teach you how you can actually engage the physical body to release it out of all of your layers. You're not doing some performative ritual. Like, you're actually clearing your programming out of your body on all of the layers from like the inside out. In my practice, I see people's potentiality of who they are without the programming, their highest timeline, their highest and best expression of themselves, their most fulfilled, most satisfied human experience here. The only thing that is blocking people from experiencing that and being that version of themselves is clogged chakras, clogged portals of these energetic systems that hold your programming. And there's no reason why you can't uncreate and recreate, okay? The same way that you get older and you reinvent yourself with your job, you change houses, you have different chapters and stages of your life, and you evolve. Your programming has to evolve with you. So you need to clear the old out and the new in. Just like you do with your wardrobe, just like you do with your software updates on your phone, on your computer. You need to upgrade your software, spiritually, physically, emotionally, all the things. I wanted to share a practice that I do. This will help you actually move on from your problems, actually close loops, close cycles. Like, you're actually going to be doing it, not just thinking, oh, I really want to close that loop, or I really want to get rid of that, or I want to manifest that. Like, I will teach you how to actually energetically do that in live time. This is a practice that I do regularly. You have a physical body, and then you have an energetic body. So you have the energetic centers in your body, which are called chakras. You also have them outside of you. Then you have many, many different layers to your auric field around you. It goes into even your Merkaba around you, the sacred geometry around you. So you extend far beyond just the physical body. Your chakras hold all of your programming, conditioning, all of your beliefs, all of your memories, all of your emotional wounds. And those wounds, they block your energy. I can feel this on other people. It actually feels like denser energy over top of that system or over top of that center when it is blocked by something. So then once you go into it, then it'll tell you what's coming up. Like, the information that's coming out of that energy system will tell you what it is that is coming up. And it might even reveal when you started believing this belief system. Sometimes it gives information about an exact event that caused you to internalize this belief system as something that you've carried with yourself throughout all of the years, and it's actually totally limiting you. It's blocking you from being the best version of yourself. And when you're the best version of yourself, like when you're not silenced, you're speaking up, you're blessing people with your message. So in all ways, these basically block our system and block us from being everything that we can be. So the same way that you would have hygiene for your physical body, and the same way that you would take care of your physical body by eating healthy, by going to a massage therapist, exercising regularly, drinking lots of water, eating lots of superfoods and supplements and things that your body loves, going out into the sun, all the good things. Most people don't do anything for their emotional body because they don't even have time to really feel into their emotions. They're still running on programs where they feel like it's not safe to release their emotions, or they don't know how to tune into themselves. There's lots of people that haven't cried for years. They pride themselves on not crying for years. I used to be one of them. And there's a lot of people that are really afraid to spend time with themselves. So there's that. And then the energetic body they're so caked up. Like, people are walking around with so much caked and energy in their inner energy systems, lies that you're telling yourself, feelings of unworthiness, relationships that never fully healed, places where you haven't forgiven yourself, cords that are attached to people or intimate lovers of the past and things like that. That's all real stuff that I see in the energetic realm. So when you practice physical hygiene, you need to practice energetic hygiene. And so this is how I practice energetic hygiene on myself. Oh, my neck. I basically do similar work that I do to other people on myself, and then I'll gain awarenesses. So I want to just share with you guys how this process works so that you can do it at home too, because I'm a firm believer in actually doing the work, right? So lately I've been getting the message back to be more in the sacral chakra, the womb, Shakti, Yoni energy, goddess. So I was like channeling while I was writing, and then I would go into meditation to actually clear the things. Sexual energy can move so much and persuade the field around you. Sexual energy is very healing, and it's definitely been suppressed in my past around religious beliefs. Let everyone be in the healing presence of your sexuality. You're naturally a very alluring, captivating woman. And there was two people that came up from my past as I was writing this. Two names came up. One made me feel hyper aware and paranoid about my field around me, how I acted, how I moved, what I said. Like, I was so paranoid about how people took me in that I didn't even know who I was anymore. I didn't even know what to bring to the table. I specifically remember this one time where I was sitting at this pub with all of our friends, and it just seemed like a movie where I was like, vroom, vroom, and people were talking to me, and I was just like in my world because I was so paranoid about how I was coming across to people, that I was making waves for people just for existing, because that was all preluding to this. So that whole thing came up, and what came up was, that's not yours. That's that person's. You need to give that back to that person. And then the second name that showed up was somebody who shamed me and made me feel undignified. And that equaled a rejection wound. So I was like, okay, these are two wounds that came up now because we went into the sacral chakra, right? Sacral chakra is responsible for sexual energy, creative energy, pleasure centers, how much ease you let into your life. It's the womb. It's basically the creative, powerful center of the feminine. These are the two belief systems that I'm now releasing. Rejection wound, or feeling like undignified for being a sexual being, and the hyper awareness, paranoia, how people perceive me. So I went into a meditation, and basically I was envisioning me fully releasing, like seeing this black dust come out of my body very slowly, and all of that being released back to that person and its rightful place. Whatever is not that person's, then I release the rest up to source. So it's just a release of energy that no longer belongs to you, that does not suit you, that is not in my greatest and highest good. And as I was doing this, I was speaking through seeing how it was not in my greatest and highest good. It came from here. That's when I started to believe it. It caused me to play small. Thank you for the lesson, because I had a spiritual journey movement through this whole experience of these lessons. So thank you for the lesson, and I release it now. So kind of like Ho'oponopono, right? And then release that what is not yours back to that person. And then the message was like, I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy. And I just kept repeating in my brain, or in my whole essence, really. And then I saw this vision of myself. Everything just feels so right and so aligned, and there's goodness and prosperity and joy, and like, it's truly a great life, and I'm worthy of that. I'm so worthy of that. Yes. So then came the message, I am humble. So humble, in fact, that I'm afraid that, or feel like no one will show up when I want to do big business events in the future. Unworthiness of people to help. Like, how absurd is that concept? That I believe that I'm worthy of finding people to help. Like, what? So as I'm journaling, it is channeling. There's messages coming in sometimes from my spirit guide, sometimes from my higher self, sometimes it's me. And I just keep writing, like whatever comes through. It's channeled journaling. All of a sudden my throat chakra lit up in my meditation. And so I knew that this was coming through from my throat chakra. Your whole life, people have reflected back to you that you were prideful. This, I remember from childhood, that I was crappy. Everything had to be in place. Everything had to be perfect. I always sat up straight. And I would get made fun of for being that proper, that particular. So one thing that I heard growing up was that I only ever thought about myself, that I'm inconsiderate and disrespectful. Like we hear these things that our parents say, right? You only ever think about yourself. You're being selfish right now. It's either your way or the highway. You need to be more considerate about other people. My message came through that these are lies blocking the throat chakra. Now that I know that they're lies, like the message that came through, these are lies. Like this is all dense, negative, hard energy that is clogging up the throat chakra. For me, a closed throat chakra feels like a dial that's just like turning tighter and tighter and tighter. Or like saran wrap that's like just strangling you. This is how lies feel. The throat chakra should not feel heavy. So I said, okay, I'm going to rewrite that. And I thought about it and I'm like, you know what? I'm not even that person anymore. I've changed so much. I have healed since then. That was in my childhood, for God's sakes. But since then, I'm like a completely different person and have had hundreds of deaths and rebirths. And yet I'm still carrying those belief systems around when I full well know that I'm an extremely considerate person. I think of other people before myself. I'm a super kind, caring, compassionate person, to the point where like I'm too humble. You've dummied yourself down. You've made yourself smaller. You've silenced yourself. And I just saw like, whoa, this is how badly these lies are affecting me, and how they have this ripple effect out into my entire life, and how it's this wound is really not allowing me to step into who I am fully and believe in myself so that I can bless more people and help more people. I saw how backwards it all was, and how these belief systems, these lies blocking the throat chakra, were affecting me. And then I went into meditation to actually clear this. It's not just enough to know that this is a blockage, and like, what do you actually do about it? How do you actually release it, right? Like in live time. This is why this is so important, and I'm so passionate about teaching this, because it only takes 5 minutes sometimes to release programming that no longer serves you, that isn't caught up with who you are now, that is outdated. It's actually slowing down your hard drive. So like, get rid of it. When you have a physiological shift in your body, that's what becomes real to you. So then you know that you actually took care of it. Then you're not just thinking, oh, this is something that plagues me, or this is an inner wound that I have that I'm just constantly like working on not thinking about. So then I went into meditation and I called upon a giant source magnet. So one of those massive horseshoe magnets that you can hold, and it's going to attract all of the filings. That's what I called upon. And doing Reiki, I held my hand over top of my throat chakra just like this, and I made my hand the giant source magnet. So I held my hand over my throat chakra, I had my eyes closed, and I saw all of the filings of the lies, deceit, silencing myself, the old programming, the way that it was suppressing me, the self-doubt that I had, all of these things that I believed about myself. All of these filings started to get sucked up by the magnet. So the magnet was my hand, and I was moving my hand like this, out, 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 out. And I could feel these filings leaving my throat chakra, and it felt lighter and lighter and lighter the more that I dragged this giant magnet away from me. And then I released it completely up to source. So that took a little bit. I just held my hand out like this, and it's a slow movement. So it's literally like I'm actually doing the things. So I'm moving this, I'm feeling the filings, I'm waiting for that to happen. Like, this is real, that you're actually seeing yourself doing this, and you're actually doing it with your hands. So moving that out, and then I could feel all the filings, just watching a few more of them get sucked up by that magnet. Then I'm slowly going to take that magnet, I'm going to turn my hand around and release it up to source. I see a giant white light that is welcoming all of these filings. Just simply returning it back into non-physical and conscious energy, no judgment. I also now see that light going through my hands, so that my hands are being cleansed of those filings, anything of my energy. I'm also seeing my entire body now cleansing through my arm, any last little bits going through the tips of my fingers, being released back up to source. And then what happened in my meditation is that I came back around and anchored that back into my heart. And the heart, I allowed for some just grounding back into my body, grounding back into my nervous system, grounding fully, feeling that wrapping around every single DNA helix structure of my body, tapping into the very nucleus, the very essence of my being. And then once it taps into the essence of my being, then I know that I've locked that in. Okay, so that all happened during a meditation song that I picked up for this healing. It has a melody, it has a crescendos, it has places where it gets quiet, and then it brings you in and out. So the music morphs and guides your healing. 5 minutes, let's spend 5 minutes on clearing this energy out of the throat chakra, and I allow the music to guide me through that. This is powerful work, because this means that you are truly in real time, in live time, really actually removing these programs from your life and from your physical body and every single body in between. Your physical body, your emotional body, your spiritual body, your electromagnetic field, your quantum field around you, right? This is spiritual hygiene, so that you can have clear channels for what you want to receive,